Good afternoon, Kelo. I'm meteorologist Scott Muntz. This is Forecast First. Temperatures right now are warming. We have temperatures that are in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. 50s already in central and western South Dakota. As we do take a look at our forecast today, we'll go with mostly sunny skies. High temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and low 70s. I'll have more details on the forecast coming up as we begin midday in Kelo.
Live from Kelo Media Group, midday in Kelo.
Coming up, we'll bring you the latest on the roads that are being reopened and families who are able to head back to their homes due to the Schroeder fire.
Millions of doses of the J&J vaccine are on hold after a manufacturing plant mistake. I'm Natalie Brand with what Dr. Fauci told CBS News about the issue and investigation.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. Most of the people who had to evacuate because of the Schroeder fire near Rapid City will be allowed to return home today. West Highway 44 will also be reopened to traffic. However, authorities say the Nameless Cave and Cleghorn Canyon areas will remain closed and will be reevaluated tomorrow morning. The scattered smoke in this picture is from hot spots that could potentially spark up again under those current conditions. Overnight, firefighters work to extinguish any hot spots near structures. The area around the fire is under a red flag warning through this evening due to dry fuels, the wind, and low humidity. So far, crews have contained 47% of the fire, which has burned nearly 2,200 acres. Mount Rushmore National Memorial reopened to visitors today as firefighters continue to mop up operations on the 244 fire. State Highway 244 east and west entrances also reopened to traffic. However, Iron Mountain Road will remain closed through today. As of last night, the fire was 75% contained and it burned more than 130 acres. Turning now to a first look at your midday forecast with meteorologist Scott Muntz, and I think we're all ready for those winds that just go away.
Unfortunately, I'm right there with you, Tom. Unfortunately, it looks like they will not. They are changing direction to the south, and that will help bring in some warmer weather over the next couple of days. In fact, we'll see these numbers climb 60s, 70s, and even some lower 80s by the time we do get into Easter Sunday. But as you mentioned a little earlier, yes, we continue with these red flag warnings across western, central, and northern South Dakota as the thermometer continues to climb and the moisture values don't, and those winds continue to climb as well. So red flag warnings are in place once again, western, central, and northern Kelo. That's our live cam in Rapid City. Temperature at 54 degrees, southeast winds 10 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the wind gusts and the relative humidity over the next couple of days, just taking a sample of that at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, notice how the humidity stays low, less than 25%. And on occasion, we could get a couple of those wind gusts over 30 miles per hour. So again, we'll continue to watch the fire danger across not only western South Dakota, but into parts of central and northern Kelo for that matter as well. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. We have 43 degrees in Sioux Falls, 48 in Aberdeen, 53 in Pierre, and 54 in Rapid City with these southerly winds already at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and those wind gusts approaching 30 on occasion, up to 36 right now in Valentine. So your forecast showing a high of 52 in Sioux Falls, plenty of sunshine. Mitchell up to 60. Northeastern South Dakota, temperatures here probably in the 50s to the lower 60s today. Central and western South Dakota, you can expect temperatures in the 60s and low 70s. I'll have more details on the Kelo live Doppler forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes there, Tom.
Thanks, Scott. Well, thousands of wrestlers ranging from kindergarten to 8th grade are competing at the Minnesota Youth Wrestling Championships in South Dakota. The championships have been held in Rochester, Minnesota for the past 24 years, but organizers opted to move the event due to COVID restrictions in Minnesota. Northland Youth Wrestling Association President Corey Olson says he had planned to visit both Sioux Falls and La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Lacrosse's rules weren't quite as open yet, but they thought they were, but they couldn't guarantee it was going to be, so I didn't even go see lacrosse. I just came right here, and it worked out right away.
The state tournament started this morning at the Sioux Falls Arena and Convention Center and continues through Saturday. The event is open to the public. 3 more South Dakotans who had COVID-19 have died, according to the latest update from the state health department. Since the pandemic, 1,938 people have died in the state. The health department confirmed 230 new cases. There were nearly 1,100 new persons tested. The number of active cases dropped below 2,500, and there are currently 98 coronavirus patients in South Dakota hospitals, which is down compared to Wednesday. So far, nearly 44% of South Dakotans have received at least one dose of the vaccine, and more than 29% have completed their vaccinations. What is being called a human error led to the contamination of millions of coronavirus vaccine doses. This comes as the Biden administration is launching a new initiative to convince people to get shots when they can. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Johnson & Johnson has delayed shipments of its vaccine from a manufacturing plant in Baltimore after a mistake spoiled about 15 million doses.
It was human error. The FDA is investigating this. That plant has not yet been fully certified by the FDA.
Millions more doses are being tested to make sure they were not contaminated. CBS News confirmed that Biden administration officials have known about the issue for weeks.
You do have checks and balances, and you see that, and that's the reason why the good news is that it did get picked up. And as I mentioned, that's the reason nothing from that plant has gone into anyone that we've administered to.
Johnson & Johnson says it's still on track to deliver its contracted 100 million doses, and it hopes to do so by the end of May. The White House is ramping up efforts to combat vaccine hesitancy, unveiling a new multi-billion-dollar campaign. The push includes a network of influencers, everyone from sports stars to local faith leaders, aimed at reaching the most vulnerable communities.
In some communities, there is a concern about getting vaccinated. Some based on mistrust, based on history, some based on just rooted in misinformation, of which there is a lot out there, and we need your help to combat that.
The White House continues to urge caution when it comes to relaxing social distancing measures. President Biden called out the Texas Rangers for opening their ballpark to full capacity, saying it's not responsible. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
In other baseball coronavirus news, the season opener between the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals has been postponed because of COVID cases with the Nationals. Still ahead, why the president is looking to prevent corporations from using federal tax loopholes. And we'll bring you the latest details on a day 4 of former Minneapolis police officer's trial. That's after the break.
And in weather, we have plenty of sunshine across Kelo today. Still looking for chances of rain in that 7-day forecast. More details coming up.
Women who inspire, lead, and forge the way for other women. Watch a special presentation, The Remarkable Women of Kelo, Thursday night at 6:30.
I don't want to tell you how to think.
This is not going to stop. These kids and these families are desperate.
Enough is enough. We've had enough shootings, and now is the time to act.
I want to give you something to think about.
The Dunlin Report, weeknights at 7, 6 Central on News Nation.
Joe Biden is pushing for gun reform.
If we can't save lives, then what good is our government?
People have always seen me as, oh, she looks a certain way, she must feel great.
I don't want to be 60. I certainly don't want to be 90.
Banfield, weeknights at 10, 9 Central on News Nation.
Tired of waiting around? I get it. Hey, Chad, Joe.
Good morning, Mr. Bendo.
When your vehicle needs service, don't wait for a sale to save money. Call the experts at Automotive Brake and Exhaust.
Joe got me new brakes, rotors, those little hardware pieces, and labor all together only $225.
Only what need. The price guaranteed. And tell them Mr. Bendo sent you.
Automotive Brake and Exhaust, South Minnesota Avenue, Sioux Falls.
Does it really matter how beef is trimmed? Meet the facts. Fact. Hy-Vee has higher standards when it comes to trimming beef. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve is trimmed with only 1/4 inch of fat. So you pay for the meat, not for the fat. And get what you pay for. Are you getting what you pay for? Stop paying for the fat. Check out meetthefacts.hyvee.com.
results you can count on. We invite you to our Performance Equals Profitability Bull and Heifer Sale Monday, April 12th, featuring many sons of the top TSI sires of the Charolais breed, as well as sons of EC Real Deal, EC Revelation, Lock and Load, Fargo, Benaya, O'Reilly, Buzz, and more. Some of the best Charolais cross calves in the country are out of Eggleston bulls. All polled in tremendous weaning weights, semen tested with performance and ultrasound data available on sale day. Details at EgglestonCharolais.com and on Facebook. Eggleston Charolais Bull Sale Monday, April 12th, 1 p.m. at our ranch in Wessington, South Dakota.
Jurors in the Derek Chauvin trial have heard at least a dozen witnesses so far and seen surveillance and police body cam video of George Floyd's arrest. Day 4 of the trial is expected to have more emotional testimony. Michael George is outside the courthouse in Minneapolis.
Raise your right hand. George Floyd's girlfriend was the first to take the stand on the 4th day of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. Courtney Ross told jurors about the day she met Floyd and how he approached her while she was crying.
He said, well, can I pray with you? I was so tired. We've been through so much. My sons and I. And this kind person just to come up to me and say, can I pray with you?
She told the jury, like many Americans, Floyd struggled with an opioid addiction to deal with back pain. During Wednesday's testimony, jurors were shown new video of Floyd being restrained by police shortly before his death. Parts of the recordings had not been seen publicly before, including comments made by Derek Chauvin after the deadly arrest.
Gotta control this guy because he's a sizable guy.
Yeah, and I get in the car.
Looks like he's probably on something.
Chauvin was talking to witness Charles McMillan, who broke down when prosecutors showed body cam footage of Floyd being pinned to the ground.
Stop moving. Mama. Oh, my.
Throughout the trial, jurors have been listening intently and taking notes. On Wednesday, one juror had to take a break after some emotional testimony. She told the judge she'd had a stress-related reaction, felt shaky, and has had trouble sleeping. About 4 miles away, the intersection where George Floyd died remains a protest zone. Marcia Howard is one of the area's caretakers.
We all know that that trial somehow seems to be a trial of the value of a black life. No justice, no street.
She says the streets will remain closed to cars until all 4 officers charged in Floyd's death are convicted. Michael George, CBS News, Minneapolis.
The man who was with George Floyd in an SUV before Floyd was arrested has told the court that if he's called to testify, he will invoke the Fifth Amendment so as not to incriminate himself. His attorney has asked that the court squash the subpoena that his client faces. Still to come, the Department of Justice is sending out a warning about COVID-19 vaccine scams. And what food item is being voluntarily recalled by its manufacturer? That's ahead on Midday in Keloland.
And in weather, that's Lake Madison. Plenty of sunshine. This trend will continue straight through the weekend. More details ahead in your Keloland Live Doppler forecast.
Did you see all the accessories I purchased at Tool Depot?
No, what'd you get?
They have hole saws, glue, sandpaper, screwdrivers, nut drivers, pliers, sockets and wrenches, carbide burrs, safety glasses and gloves, batteries, router bits, nails, drill bits, taps and dies, all types of blades, and so much more. Plus, all the tools that go with the accessories.
I have to go there. Tool Depot in Sioux Falls, Sioux City, and Spencer.
From the amateur to the pro, we've gone tool crazy.
There's no wrong answer, but it's still a tough choice. Because Flyboy's colorful creations are handmade fresh every morning. There are tons to try. Box up a classic dozen or try our seasonal specials. Donuts are a great way to celebrate. Flyboy has drive-thru and delivery too, so it's even easier to be the office hero. And who doesn't love fresh donuts to start the day? Swing by Flyboy Donuts, locations all across Sioux Falls.
We're Inwood Furniture, and we're the ones with the prices and the selection. Huge showrooms, all of them packed with traditional brand name furniture. You want Lazy Boy. You want the lowest prices around. Then make the short drive to Inwood, Iowa, to Inwood Furniture for the best brand names at the best prices 7 days a week. Plus, financing is available. Better yet, shop somewhere else first. Then come to Inwood, Iowa, and find the lowest furniture prices around. Hurry, it's all on sale.
Volunteers play a critical role at a movie theater in a small town in South Dakota. Bryant Cinema is more than 100 years old. It became volunteer-run in 1995. Linda Schlenker and her family started donating their time several years ago.
We were coming at least every other weekend to see a movie, and one of the board members asked us if we'd want to work, and so we started, and we've been doing it ever since.
Coming up in tonight's Eye on Keloland, we'll talk with a board member about what this theater means to area communities. Scott, you a movie fan?
You know, here and there, I guess.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. You know, whatever piques my interest. But then again, I think that's how it is for everyone.
Yeah, I know you're a popcorn fan, though.
Of course, yeah. Every weekend, it seems I've been eating that popcorn, and it probably shows. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather. We are looking at warm temperatures over the next several days. In fact, the numbers will hit the 70s, maybe low 80s on Easter Sunday. Let's go ahead.
Thanks, sweetie. Of course.
Did you get the bike?
Got it.
Cmgus Vcr. Got it.
What do we really know about God? Like, why did he put us on this earth anyway? Does he even care about what happens in our lives? How does he feel when we choose not to follow his ways? Does he get mad at us when we run away from him? Will he welcome us back? I want you to know something. God loves you. And there's nothing you can do or have done that will change his love for you. So join us for Celebrate Easter.
Get them.
JC tried game flings for the first time the other day and forgot where she was. You can always spot a first-time game flings user.
I need to know if I remember.
Go to the ends of the earth.
This is exciting.
You've never seen anything like it.
And reach for the stars.
This time. Da, 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 da.
Hey, this is pretty fun.
Look through a telescope and go, wow.
Experience thought-provoking, innovative, and truly original reporting. Because there's always something new under the sun. On CBS, Sunday morning.
You search, share, post.